Lauren.
She doesn't realize it.
The emperor has
I thought that guy was talking about Lauren.
Hi.
Say on behalf of the Portsmouth City Council and all the citizens of Portsmouth, we are grateful to the class 65, smoke shows, and we understand the assignment that you all signed up for. The reason we're grateful because unlike most professions, you are truly here to serve and put your lives on the line on a daily basis. And that does not go without an appreciation and a grateful sense of understanding of what you do. As an elected leader of this city, on behalf of my other leaders, we want to encourage you and we want to let you know that we are here to fully support you in your job to be the best that you can be to keep our citizens and our property safe and moving in a positive direction. And also, I want to share with all of the family and friends who are here today in support of you all. Thank you for allowing us as a city to borrow your loved ones. And I say borrow because we want them all to come back, right? So to allow us to borrow your loved ones to serve our city and to keep us safe and protect us from harm. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. You all look really good too. Why don't y'all smile a little bit? Ain't that serious? This is your day. You look really good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for signing up for this assignment, and I look forward to seeing you out on the streets, on the fire trucks, and in the community doing what you do best. On behalf, once again, of a grateful city, thank you, and I wish you well.
Instructors who have gotten me this far, proud families of each of you, but most importantly to the exceptional graduates of the recruit class 65. Tonight we gather to celebrate your achievements and to mark a pivotal moment in your lives and in your careers. You face challenges that tested your physical strength, your mental fortitude, your unwavering dedication to a cause greater than yourself. Each of you have emerged from this academy stronger, more skilled, and more prepared to serve our community. The path you've chosen, I will admit, is not an easy one. As a firefighter, you'll be called upon in moments of great need, often when the stakes are at its highest and the odds are at its steepest. You will confront situations that most people only read about. But you do not have to confront them alone. You stand with your brothers and sisters in the fire service as part of a tradition that's built on courage, on teamwork, and an unyielding commitment to protect and to save lives. In Portsmouth and indeed across the entire Hampton region, our communities placed their trust in you. They look at you as the first line of defense in times of crisis, and that trust is not given to anyone, it is not given lightly. It's earned through your actions, your integrity, and your professionalism. You've already begun to earn it through the rigorous training that you've completed, but really your journey is just beginning. As you step into your roles, remember that you carry not just the knowledge and skills imparted by your instructors, but also the hopes and expectations of those that you serve. Every call you respond to is an opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life, to be a source of calm in the midst of chaos, and to be a beacon of hope when it seems like all may be lost. You will face challenges, no doubt. There will be long nights, difficult decisions, and moments that test the very core of your being. But in those moments, I encourage you to draw on the strength of your training, the support of your team, and the knowledge that the work that you do is profoundly important to our community. You're not just firefighters, you're guardians of our community's safety and our well-being. We put our trust in your hands. To the families here tonight, I extend my deepest gratitude, your support, your love, your sacrifice are the bedrock of which these graduates stand. They could not have reached this moment without each one of you. And they continue to rely on you as they step into their new roles. To the instructors and the Academy staff, thank you for molding these young men and women into the brave men and women that we will honor tonight. Your dedication to their success is evident in the caliber of firefighters we're about to send into our field. To the recruit class 65, congratulations to you. You've earned this moment. You've earned the pride that we all feel for you tonight. As you leave this academy and begin your service, remember that you're not just answering a call, but you're continuing a legacy. A legacy of bravery, a legacy of service that will inspire many to follow in your footsteps. So go with pride, go with courage, go with knowledge that you are making a difference in Portsmouth. You're making all of us safer, all of us stronger, just because you've committed yourself to this service. Again, I say to the families, to the instructors, thank you, but to the recruits, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Exciting for this night. And you know, I spoke to all of the new firefighters that we're getting, not only Portsmouth, but Norfolk and Suffolk, and they are just ready to seize the moment. Right? So I'm going to move my comments forward so we can get to our guest speaker. But what I wanted to do is, one, just a round of applause for the families, because without them today, we wouldn't. Right, and a lot of this can't be done without support from city staff. Our city manager, Mr. Carter, and his staff has helped us keep the bar moving and making sure our citizens stay safe. So let's give him a round of applause. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the City Council that are here, they are the true decision makers of the city. They set the policy. They're the ones that point us in that right direction, right? So without their vision, we cannot accomplish the things that we do. So let's give them a round of applause. All right, so it's really about choices. And I talked to the recruits or the upcoming firefighters, and we talked about how they made a choice to fill out that application to serve the citizens. And we talked about how things change in the fire service, and things have changed in the fire service. There are markers out there on the calendar that show that there's a transition period, right? I mentioned the steam engines, from the bucket brigade to the horses to motor-powered fire trucks, all of it, right? But one thing that we sit on the cusp of when it comes to changing society is coming out of the pandemic understanding the workforce is no longer the workforce that we used to have and expect, and the workforce to serve the citizens is also diminishing. And I thank each and every one of them for raising their hand in this time where people want to care more about themselves than giving themselves to others. And that's what they're doing. They came here to give themselves to others. So to them, thank you. So getting back to choices. They chose this profession, and I think choices will continue throughout their lives and their careers. They have to choose when they decide to start serving the citizens on these emergency vehicles. They have to choose their attitude. They have to make sure that their attitude is right and their attitude is positive, because that's what the citizens expect, 24/7. And it's a choice. We've seen it in every organization that your choices can either be towards the positive to help others and help ourselves, help our brothers and sisters, or it could be to sit there and be negative and complain about the things that are not right, that you forget about your purpose for why you're here. But I will tell you, even to the families, that every one of these firefighters have a passion to give their purpose, to serve not only the community, but one, serve themselves, serve their families, and just service in everything that they do. And my challenge to them is that the Fire Recruit Academy, this one was one of the longest ones, is structured to where the instructors set the boundaries for, you're going to work out this morning, you're going to take a break and get nutrition, you're going to study, you're going to listen to your lectures, you're going to take a test. Everything was structured. The challenge is when you get out onto the floor, it is up to you to determine, am I going to take care of myself physically and mentally? Because no one else is going to be there to do it. I will tell you from 100% certainty, everyone that graduates from the Academy will struggle to meet the every morning daily routine to work out. They will struggle to eat their meals and be healthy. They will struggle to sleep the right amount of sleep hours that they're needed. It has to be a choice that you make yourself a priority. So that's my message to you. I challenge you to make sure that when you get out on the floor, that you understand you can't take care of anybody unless you take care of yourself. So remember that when the bell goes off at midnight, at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Every minute on the clock, somebody's going out, whether it's in the city of Portsmouth, city of Norfolk, city of Suffolk, any town, USA. So thank you for joining the service. I know families are waiting to celebrate you. So I'm going to move on to introduce our guest speaker, who is he is a very familiar face here in Portsmouth, and he is my mentor. He is somebody that has brought me here to Portsmouth in the fire service to take over the best department. Jim Hoffler, Chief Jim Hoffler, retired during the pandemic. I took over during the pandemic, and he's here because I heard him speak on customer service and the desire to serve, and I could not say it any better. So please welcome Chief Jim Hoffler.
Good evening, everybody.
I always say I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I get to do what I love to do, and they invite me back to do other things like speak at graduation flatter, to do that. I got to take Class 65 for the downtown building tour by kind of like Death March through the downtown, where we look at all the old buildings and all the new buildings and all the buildings that have been redone, and let them know about some of the hazards that are down there. Of course, you know, I keep them out there all day long. I think we did about 2 hours or something, and probably let the head spin with all the things about, you better watch out for this one, you better watch out for that one, look at this, look at that. Well, that's not why I'm here tonight. But here tonight, Chief Mangat asked me to do the class I did for the leadership conference, which is, my part was leaders should care. And one thing you need to remember, whether you're just starting out or you have a lot of these on your uniform, is you can lead from any level. So don't think just because you're the new people in this department that you do not have something you can contribute. I always remember one of the firefighters working for me was a master electrician, and we got somewhere and a 440 was jumping off the side of the building. You think Jim tried to solve the problem? No, I turned that guy. So what do we need to do? You know, you got to lead from any level, and you got to use your strengths of all your people, whether they're brand new or been there for a long time. As you guys have probably heard it a million times now, several things that I'll say tonight. You're in for lifelong learning and development. It never stops. I never tried to stop learning. I still cannot help myself but read the journals and go over stuff and try to keep current. It's just in my DNA now that I can't stop doing it. But another thing you hear a lot of, you probably heard, you can't know enough about a job that can kill you. And that's the hard fact about it all. Do we do a lot, family, so you don't worry too much to minimize those things? Of course we do. And it's safer now than the kamikaze firefight I did as a young firefighter, where we had like 2 criteria to leave a burning building. One was when the building fire was out, or it started falling down on your head. Neither of those are really that good a reason to have your people inside a structure that can be replaced. So lifelong learning. My mom, you're going to college, you're going to do this, you're not going to be a firefighter. My dad was a firefighter, grandfather was a firefighter, a lot of uncles, great uncles, all here in Portsmouth. I said, hey, I cannot wait to get out of high school and go in the fire department. I'll never have to study another darn thing in my life. Well, guess what? I couldn't believe it. I wish I'd been a better student, paid attention. But it is, it's lifelong learning. Mom's up there smiling at me now saying, I told you so, you should have gone and learned. I still been a firefighter, I just probably been a lot smarter academically. One thing you need to do is try to learn everything within your power that you can learn to make your crew better, to serve the citizens, to serve your city. You know, your workplace is very dynamic, it's very dangerous. I've had more close calls I care recount because of my timeline. We were kamikaze firefighters. Dead ahead, let's go, and the building started falling down, time to leave. Fortunately, we come out and found a lot of scrapes and bad things, but as we all know, some firefighters every year succumb to, whether it's cancer-related things, job-related things, heart attacks, and fireground injuries. You need to attend all levels of instruction as soon as you can. Start learning your job, listen to your company officers, listen to your instructors, use your resource people to keep on top of this dangerous job. It's a fun job, it's a wonderful job. I would trade what I did for anything in the world, or the people, great people I work with, or great people I serve. I had the biggest blast. I couldn't believe these people were going to pay me to do this. And I was just one of those lucky souls that I worked with good people, I had good mentors, people who would let me flop, and when I flopped, they made it pretty hard on me. But I learned from those things. So self-development is one of the first things that we all need to know and practice as firefighters, as paramedics, as police officers, emergency workers. You have to keep constant self-development up, to keep your crew alive, keep yourself alive, and most importantly, to serve the citizens of your city. like you should. The city itself, and each city has its own dynamics, but you need to support your city and look at the things that are important within your city, in the churches and in the civic leagues, schools, things of that nature, and be supportive of those programs. And yeah, after you've had 16 calls before dinner time and you don't feel much like going out to the playground where you were scheduled to do a public relations event, just remember, those people count on you, they're proud of you, they want to see their $1 million fire truck you're riding on. So put a smile on your face and go out there and serve the community. That's what leaders do. Okay? And remember, you don't have to be a lieutenant or a captain or the chief of department to be a leader. When I came to work, there were guys who've been in the fire department for 40 years who never got promoted. They were firefighters. You think we listened to those guys? Yes. And they taught us well, and they wouldn't let us fail or flop. But look at what's going on in your city and your neighborhoods. Be a part of the programs that are out there that are important to the community. It's very important to be role models for a lot of these younger children and kids out there, and to actively engage them and tell them you can do this just like I can. And let them know that being a firefighter is cool, it's fun, sometimes it's not, and some of the things that the burdens you will have to bear from things you see and do in your career are for nobody else but you to bear. Fortunately, we've stopped being hard case about that, and there are resources available to you. But know that those things that you're going to be doing make you a hero in the eyes of a child, and you can never violate that trust. I always try to tell people, when that mom opens the door at 2 o'clock in the morning and hands her baby to you, she's got to have complete faith that you're going to do the right thing, that you're the right person, you're certainly there at the right time, and you're going to help her child. If we ever do anything to violate that trust, or you ever think about doing anything that violates that trust of the public, then you need to leave. Don't be a firefighter if you're going to violate the public's trust. Again, finding out where you can support your neighborhood and do things that are important for the community and the city. I like to bring up an incident that one of our crews out Station 3 here on River Shore Road did when I was chief. Some knucklehead spray painted racist graffiti on the street. Well, the crew heard about it. Dexter, where you at? Where's Dexter? Dexter, were you one of them? Well, the crew got hold of a pressure washer, who knows where, went out there and cleaned the racist graffiti off the street, and then they're like, what's for lunch? Go back to the station. How do I find out about it as the fire chief? I'm sitting there watching the news and saw the 6 o'clock news. I called there, what the hell you guys, why y'all tell me you're doing these cool things? They're like, chief, that's what we do. I said, yeah, I know that's what you do. But that's the kind of stuff we need to keep doing to support our community, and it's our people. You need to be a leader within your city, whether you live in the city of Portsmouth or Norfolk or Suffolk, wherever you might live. It's good to be a part of your community and know what's going on. It's even a bigger part to when we're in a situation where we need somebody to step forward who has a special skill, and you have that special skill to step forward and lead. Third thing, leaders that need to support our leaders. And when I say our leaders, I'm talking about our city council, our mayor, our city council people, our city managers and his staff, the fire chief. We need to recognize these folks don't have an easy job. I'll have to say that Dr. Patton was my city manager, and I was so very fortunate to have worked for that wonderful woman. Once she found out what she had out there in those fire stations, and it was a hard sell. She had never managed public safety. Once she found out the quality of people that were wearing those uniforms and the things they were doing to help our public, stuff I couldn't write a job description for. I can't write a job description to tell firefighters they have to take a little lady and clean poop off of her and remake her bed, put her in clean clothes, call her daughter and get her over there. I can't write a job description that says, this is what you're gonna do. But those folks, that's the type of stuff that the folks out there do every day. It's even more important for you to support people who have no resources, who might not have any family, that are poor and down on their luck. They need help more than anybody else because I have plenty of resources, most of us do. It's important when you arrive on the scene to solve a problem. And being a leader and having that mindset is what got, in my tenure, all the things that we end up getting. And Mayor Glover and Vice Mayor, and they can talk on it, millions and millions and millions of dollars, 6 fire apparatus, untold vehicles, new breathing apparatus, new EMS gear. We got everything. And I had to tell a story of Mayor Glover and Councilwoman Luke's heard this. Dr. Patton, my first department head meeting as a chief, she stood up and like she does and put that stare on everybody. You've ever gone on the other side of the stare, you know, whew, it tightens you up. But she pointed at each one of the department heads and says, I'm coming after every one of y'all's budget so Chief Hoffler can get what he needs. Which endeared me, it endeared me to my fellow department heads. But the reason she did that is she would come to the fire scene. She saw what they did at Elm in London, that big complex that was on fire, and suddenly the fire went out. She heard the stories of what our people do to help our citizens. And she was a hard sell, but what she knew was she had out those fire stations. We were gold. And that's what you guys need to continue to do as you move throughout your whole career. Do the things that are going to help your leaders sell it to the public. A $30 million budget is probably a little bit more now, I'm not sure, but that's a lot of money for a fire department. People want to know what they're getting for their money. We'll show them every time you go out there. But support your leaders, support the council. You might not like everything they do. You might not like everything that Mr. Carter does now that he's the manager, or Chief Mangubat, or Chief Baraki, or Chief Carroll. But you have to support those things because it's a bigger picture. And a lot of things you might not be aware of that they have to deal with every day that they can't open their mouths about and tell you why it's got to be this way. Understand that Chief Carroll or Chief Baraki or Chief Mangubat could give you a 20% raise, buy you all new fire engines, build all new fire stations, and replace every bit of gear you had. They would, but they are part of a big puzzle, a big pie, and they had to fight to get the piece of the pie that helped you out. So lighten up on them a little bit, because most fire chiefs would give their people the world if they could. Most city councils and city managers would if they could afford it. There's a lot more stuff going on out there. So leaders recognize that, and leaders will help the leaders of our city and your departments to implement their plans and carry the whole machine forward. So the bottom line is we serve our citizens to the level that they deserve. And that is 101% every time you leave the structure, every time you leave the station. Leaders should care about your department. You should care about the appearance of your stations, of the grounds on your stations, your personal appearance, your uniform. Okay? Also remember, when you leave here tonight, you're not Jim the firefighter who lives down the street. You're not Jim, the guy who lives down the street. You're Jim, the firefighter who lives down the street. So I go ripping it up in my big four-wheel drive diesel thing at 3 o'clock in the morning, my brodozer, or whatever you call those things these days. People are going to get mad, and they're going to blame the fire department. And they're going to call Chief Baraki or Chief Mangubat or Chief Carroll and say, you're a firefighter who's driving down my street at 80 miles an hour in his brodozer, and I want you to do something about it. Don't bring, that's something that can be corrected pretty easily. Things like DUI, drugs, we catch you doing that, you're gone. Okay, you can't come back from that. Those are really big things, and you will be on the news, believe you me. If you do anything, break the law, get arrested, any of that type of stuff, you're going to be on the news. And your chief's going to have to explain to his boss or her boss why my firefighter did X, Y, Z. So don't bring any shame upon your department or the reputation of your department. Know something about the history of your department. Chief Bangback spoke about that a little bit. I'm the kind of resident expert just by osmosis and things being passed down about how your department got to where it is and what it used to look like. Just sense of pride to know that our department's been around since the early 1830s and that we still have things and items and artifacts from those early days when there were nothing but volunteers in the city. So know something about that. Leaders really care about their abilities as well. You should make sure that you are an expert in as much stuff as you can learn. There's so much stuff, and everything from firefighting, a small part of what you do, EMS, fire marshal's office, hazmat, technical rescue, Marine divisions, and probably 5 or 6 more that I forgot about, or I can't think of at the moment. You have to have some knowledge other than I'm just a firefighter, I go to fires, I go to EMS calls. You have to make yourself valuable to your city and your citizens. But the thing about it, these times when you're out there, leaders, when they have the chance to talk to the public and tell them about the things I just mentioned, about the programs, how much your new fire truck costs, and how glad you are to have it, and how it's going to serve them and the community better. These are all things that leaders do, whether you're just getting started or you've been there 40 years. Talk it up, let people know, educate them, correct things that aren't, that people believe, why they got holes in the roof thing back in the day, why are they breaking out windows, why are they spraying the water over here. Somebody needs to take the citizen and explain to them. It's not like we're the fire department, we do what we want. So take the time to explain to somebody why someone's doing certain medical procedures to the grandmother in the house, and you're not rushing out the front door to the hospital. But most people know you bring the emergency room to the house now. But take the time to be a leader and tell these folks, explain to them what they're doing. Sometimes they're not going to want to hear it. That's just part of the game. Most importantly, a leader cares about people. That's everybody. That's not just your favorites or people you want to be around. I was lucky doing my entire career, even as a battalion chief. I had good people. My shift, my station, wherever I was, we just made it like, okay, we're so glad to be here. We're here for 24 hours. This is going to be great. And we carried that attitude out to the public and got to know our regulars and know what made them tick and know what things we could do to get them from calling at 3 o'clock in the morning because they're supposed to take the battery and start chirping. But these are all things you learn by learning people and taking care of people. Learn your co-workers. Leaders know the people who are around them. They know something about them. I always try to learn everybody's first name. I hate calling people by their rank or by their last name especially, or hey you or hey man. I like to call people by their name. I like to know the wife or the girlfriend's name. I like to know the kid's name. And one of our chiefs said to me one time, says, how do I get the other 5 shifts districts to be like your district? So it just takes work, chief. You just got to get out there and work. You're there for 24 hours, you work your butt off for 24 hours to take care of your citizens, and more importantly, take care of your people, letting them know they're appreciated, letting them know that you care. You need to build consistency and trust in everything you do. Don't violate the trust thing. Once you violate the trust thing, it's hard to come back. Because you might do something as a firefighter, and suddenly here it is years ago, you're a battalion chief, and they're still talking about that one thing you did. Okay? So don't violate trust, especially. It can't be understated or overstated. One of the things that I really preach on a daily thing is treat people with dignity and respect, even when they're not treating you that way. And you're going to get everything in the world splashed on you, blown on you, thrown on you. Hopefully you won't get shot at or get fisticuffs with people. There's all kinds of dangers that are out there. But you realize that people you're serving in the way you're performing, people are under stress. And when they're under stress, they do crazy things. They try at all times to be respectful and treat people with dignity. And again, use every opportunity that you can to try to make it better for your citizens, make it better for your bosses, for your community, and your department. I'm going to leave y'all with a thing that I told y'all standing on Middle Street when we were doing our building tours back some months ago. What your loved ones are going to do. And first of all, they probably wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for your guidance. So thank you so much for keeping them on the straight road so they can wear these uniforms now. Because if they got off that road, they would not be here. So pat yourself on the back for the job that you did. In closing, that I like to tell folks, I tell the recruit classes when I do the schools and stuff, that I want you to think about the one person in your family that holds the whole thing together, the glue, the one person who runs everything, call 24 hours a day, can fix anything, cooks better than anybody, has that word of advice, grabs you by the back of the neck if you need it. But that one person is so beloved in your family and holding your entire family together that your whole family agrees, hey, we couldn't go on without grandma or dad or cousin so-and-so. Now think about that person. Everybody probably has one in their family or several. And think about what you would feel if you lost that person, suddenly lost that person in front of you, and you think they're gone. They are gone. Oh my God, what's going to happen? The grief, the sadness that takes over you. Class 65, like I told you on Middle Street that day, how do you think those folks are going to feel about a group of people, a team of people that come out there and give them their loved one back? That's what you're going to be doing. That's pretty cool. So I'll stop talking. Come on, man. I'm overly enthusiastic about the fire department, the fire service, and the great people I work with and serve, and I appreciate the opportunity to come out here tonight. I will talk endlessly on it, so right now I'm going to fold this up and get off the stage so that we can move on. So thank you for your time.
And I think you'll get booked for many more jobs, Chief. Very well done. I'm going to talk about regionalism, and you're saying, why is the Suffolk Fire Chief sitting in front of you tonight? It's because Seth Baker, firefighter, graduate today, is a Suffolk firefighter. We have 2 Norfolk firefighters out there as well. And 12, my math is better, not good on med math, 12 firefighters from the city of Portsmouth. But if you look up here, you see regionalism. And we have the great mayor, city manager here. And that's my speech, very quick, about regionalism. So first of all, Chief Mangabat, thank you, sir, for allowing me this opportunity. Chief Carroll, City of Norfolk, and Chief Calisano as well, same where you at, there he is. So you have 4 of your 5 Southside Fire Chiefs here together. Remember regionalism. So Mayor Glover, thank you, sir. Well done with your speech and your support, thank you. Members of City Council, City Manager, Mr. Stephen Carter, great speech. The firefighters and paramedics, officers of Portsmouth Fire and Rescue, the instructors, my heart says thank you. I know the family has said, the firefighters from truck 3 are here, our instructors. We all say thank you to your great work as being a great instructor for Seth. And the class of, 65th class of HRFA. I'm so glad that you got an opportunity to not just have an academy of just one city, although you'll always remember when you got to the service of your community with your brothers and sisters that you had on your floor, as you'll see Seth and you'll see the 2 firefighters in Norfolk and Ottawa Mutual Aid quite often. and that bond will always be there. On behalf of the 327 professional firefighters, paramedics, and administrative professionals of Suffolk Department of Fire and Rescue, Chief David Harold, Chief James Dickens, our two deputies, our training chief, Chief Hale, our mayor, Mr. Mike Dugan, and our members of council as well, and my city manager, Mr. Alan Moore. I want to say thank you to the city of Portsmouth for taking on, not only Seth, but taking on the other recruits. To the 15 graduates of HRFA Class 65, tonight's a celebration, without question. It's been stated by everybody that's come up here so far. I'm so proud of you, but I'm also so proud to be representing the fire chiefs of this great South Side, because, like I said earlier, and for the mayor and for the city manager and members of council, there are no lines when it comes down to response of fire apparatus to Southampton roads. There are no lines of how we perform seamlessly, day in and day out. Medic units, fire apparatus, truck companies, rescue companies, technical rescue, hazmat, and marine operations. The lines aren't there. If I think city government would adopt the fire department model, whether it's public works, police, libraries, utilities, how that will happen, I won't know. That's why I'm going to be a fire chief the rest of my life until I'm fired, but that's another thing. But if you think other city government could adopt the model that we have in the fire service of training together, learning together, going to classes together for the next 30 years of your career, sharing procurement, writing bids together, trying to figure out this drug and ID box situation together. You guys will go through Officer 1, Instructor 1. You'll go through Road 2, Road 4. You'll go through paramedic school together. Your bond will never end. You'll do it not because you're a Portsmouth 12, but because you're Suffolk, Norfolk, Portsmouth 15. You'll be Class 65 the rest of your career. As I turn the stage back over to the Chief TR, I want to say this. We value firefighter Seth Baker today. What do I value mostly is that he was trained by the best, he trained with the best. You remember that the rest of your career, okay? So, Chief Megabat, our Chief TR, I want to say thank you to the Portsmouth Training Academy staff, Chief, and Chief McIntosh as well. I saw you earlier, Brian Rebyard, thank you, buddy. Captain Lionberry, Lieutenants Folden, Doris, and Hoffler. Yes, related, that's another story. I want to say thank you to all of them for taking care of Seth. Congratulations, Seth.
Us and the regionalism that Chief Brad talked about. You know, we are a fire service family in this region, and we work together all the time. The lines are blurred from the city, just like Chief Brad said. We've been doing this for almost a decade now, and it goes to show that we can't work together. We come from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, but we are a family, and we treat each other that way. And in this 15 individuals here tonight that have collectively come together as a group and really succeeded and excelled over these last few months, several months. It's not an easy endeavor to go through an academy. Each person in here in uniform has went through one. And from when I went through one over 3 decades ago, it's gotten a lot harder and a lot longer than it was when I went through. You trained a lot more, you're a lot more efficient, and you do things to the extent that we didn't do them 30 years ago. That's evolving and improving. As we go through life. The fire service is no different. You know, we've evolved, we've learned new things, we adopt new techniques, and the problems that we face in the fire service are far greater than they were 2 or 3 decades ago. Not only on calls, but also in the station environment. It's been mentioned a little bit earlier about the relationships and the employees we have now. It's a different environment than 2 decades ago. We live together, we work together, and we're integrated together, and we are that family that comes together for 24 hours on the shift works in this region. And with that, you'll develop lifelong friendships and relationships with the people you work with. It will not end here tonight with the 15 of you. You will go through classes together, and you will bond over that time. You will look back on this fondly. I know it was difficult. Each one of us can attest to that. But you look back on it over your career and really say, I did that over those few months. It was really difficult, but be proud of yourself. To the families that are here, I can attest that they could not have made it through without your support. It is not only from 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. You have to go home and spend time studying, recuperating your body physically because it's demanding. and be prepared to take that next step that next day and start all over again. You didn't give up, the 15 of you did. You put your foot forward again the very next day and went out there and succeeded. So in closing, I'd just like to say, from Norfolk, we appreciate you hosting our 2 recruits and integrating them into this great regional concept that we have. Couldn't be more proud of the 15 of you and the families that are here tonight. And from Norfolk, Chief Carroll, we thank you for letting us be a part of this for the last 6 months or so. Thank you.
attend Class 65's graduation. My name is Daniel Webner, and I am the Academy President. Before I go any further, I would like to take this time to thank everyone who has helped our class throughout the entirety of the Academy, from the training staff and our instructors, to the firefighters and guest instructors, the distinguished guests here tonight, and I would also like to thank our friends and family outside of the Academy. Without the support and encouragement from these individuals to push ourselves past our limits, we probably wouldn't be here today, graduating and earning the title of firefighter. When we first started this journey, many of us weren't sure what to expect. Some of us are legacy firefighters or have friends in the fire service who would give them a general idea of what training would entail. But for most of us, we didn't have that. The one thing we all knew, though, was that we heard the calling to serve. Throughout the Academy, we have been tested both physically and mentally to push ourselves to be the best that we can be and never settle for less. From the long nights of EMT to the strenuous days of fire school, we have been shaped into the firefighters you see before you and earned the badge that we are honored to wear. The badge we wear today stands for many things. It shows the dedication and selflessness to lay our life on the line for the community and for the brother and sister to your life on earth. It shows honor. It shows humbleness. It represents trust and humility that only a select few men and women have. When we wear this badge, we wear it with pride and dignity, as others have in days past. But this badge also comes with a great responsibility, such as providing critical medical care to patients in need, rescuing citizens in dire situations, and building and maintaining the faith and trust the community has in us. This is not a light responsibility to have, and it shouldn't be taken as such. In conclusion, our training has prepared us to handle this responsibility and to face any challenge ahead of us. It is our dedication to service that will define our impact. Let us carry forward the tradition of heroism with pride and determination. Every call we answer, every life we touch, is an opportunity to honor those who wore the badge before us, and to build a future where our service continues to make a difference. Together, let's embrace the values we've been taught, let's inspire others through our actions, and stay steadfast in our mission to serve with integrity and courage. Congratulations, Class 65, and always remember, the badge doesn't make the person makes the badge. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Our next recruit, Mr. Steven Serpa. Our next recruit, Mr. Daniel Webber. Class 65, we're here for you. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Y'all came a long way since the first day that we met, and I'm proud that you're here today. At this point in the ceremony, we want to honor a couple of recruits that stood out and went above and beyond. Our first award is going to be our Physical Fitness Award. And then each month we will measure physical fitness with a 2-mile run, push-ups and sit-ups. We had a couple standouts, but we had one that kind of shined the brightest from the beginning. And I would like to give that award to Mr. Daniel Webber. Our next award is going to be for the most improved recruit. Again, we had some that came a long way, and I'm proud of all your improvements. You started, and you couldn't keep up, but by the end of the academy, you were right there with the pack. You were moving this along all the way. Most improved, Mr. Gregory Bush. This recruit maintained the highest GPA throughout Firefighter 1 to Firefighter 2. Didn't need any retests on anything. pass all the other classes with flying colors. I'd like to call up Mr. Paul Reed. Presentation of purpose certificates. I would like to invite the training staff up to the stage. Also, I want to invite Chief Mangabat, Chief Wilson, Chief Arnold, Chief Baraki, Chief McCoy up to the stage as well. First recruit we want to honor is Mr. Seth Baker. Seth will be reassigned to Engine 25, B shift. Next is Mr. Gregory Bush. Gregory Bush will be reassigned to Engine 1, C shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Dalton Harrington. Mr. Harrington will be assigned to Engine 2, B shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Brandon Harris. Mr. Harris will be assigned to training, typically as AEMT. Our next recruit will be Miss Tanaya Jones. Ms. Jones will be assigned to Engine 15A. Our next recruit, Miss Lily Guyama. Ms. Guyama will be assigned to Engine 7, B shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Chandler Parker. Mr. Parker will be assigned to Engine 3, B shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Edward Parker. Mr. Parker will be assigned to training. He his AMT. Our next recruit, Mr. Jesse Thad. Mr. Pat will be assigned to Engine 1 A shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Paul Reason. Mr. Reason will be assigned to Engine 4 C shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Colin Bruce. Mr. Rudis will be assigned to the training unit to lead his AMT. Our next recruit, Mr. Steven Serpa. Mr. Serpa will be assigned to Engine 2 B shift. Our next recruit, Mr. Daniel Webber. Mr. Webber will be assigned to Engine 4 A shift. Our next recruit, Mr. KBO White. Mr. White will be assigned to training to complete his AMT. And last but not least, Mr. Noah Zimmer. Mr. Zimmerman will be assigned to Engine 10 B shift.
First, recruit Edward Parker. Recruit Chandler Parker. Recruit Lily Kubaya. Let's get it right. Recruit Janaya Jones. Brandon Harris. Recruit Dalton Harrington. Recruit Gregory Bush. And recruit Seth Davis. at this time, the badge pinners. Come up, make your way to the roster in front of your respective recruit. Don't be shy. All right, at this time, class, recruits, present the badge. Badge pinners, you may now pin the badge. All right, let's give it a round of applause. Recruits are Zimmerman. Daniel White. Daniel Webber. Recruit Stephen Serber. Brutus. Recruit Paul Reason. Now, at this time, the badge pinners report from the center to your respective recruits. Class, present your badge. Badge pinners, you may now pin the badge.
Yeah, Conrad.
All right, let's give everyone a round of applause. Thank you, badge pinners. You may take your seat.
And move the fuck out.
All right, recruits, you may take your seat. Join the ranks of the many men and women who serve the city honorably each and every day. As you embark upon this new chapter in your life and career, remember this. You will get out what you put in. So always put your best foot forward and strive to do your very best at whatever you do. Next, always remain open-minded. You have so much to learn. Some might even say the real learning starts when you hit the floor. And that's simply slang or jargon for when you arrive at your new fire station assignment. Treat everyone with dignity and respect. Look out for your fellow brothers and sisters by being kind, patient, loyal, trustworthy, and most importantly, a team player. And never forget to never leave a man or woman behind. Treat all citizens and members of the public with respect, dignity, empathy, and compassion. Simply using the term "sir" and "ma'am" speaks volumes about you and the organization that you represent. And as I close with this, be safe, work hard, maintain situational awareness, and do what's right even when no one is looking. If you don't know what the right thing to do is, ask somebody. Keep a positive attitude. Most importantly, use all your personal protection equipment that we provide for you. Not only for yourself, but for the safety of your family and those around you. And last but certainly not least, be the leader that you want to see. Be the leader that you want to see. Don't wait for somebody else. And I close. At this point, I want to ask that our very own Pastor Barry Randall come up to the roster to deliver. You have successfully completed all the requirements of your Bible training. Great job. Everybody give a round of applause. Everybody have a good night.
Keep working, sir, but you got it. Rinse and repeat. You got it. That's okay. Don't let it derail you. Bring your knees up, capture your progress. Your hands are not going to last very long.
Way far back. Okay? Come in. Circle. Serpentine. Come on. Push up. You gotta push up. Push up. Push up. Watch your face. Hold on. Oh.